Hey guys, Keith Engel with your TGI Sports Talk weekly vlog. It's been a few weeks since we did one, out on vacation and and laid up with COVID. So we're happy to be back and getting better. And I thank everybody who's asked about me these last couple of weeks. So we're gonna do a quick vlog today. Won't take up much of your time. Question of the day: Houston wins the World Series. Are they a dynasty? I say yes. Houston has dominated. They dominated in the playoffs this year. They ran roughshod really over the Seattle Mariners. They ran roughshod over the Yankees. They basically ran, I think, roughshod over the Phillies. Phillies did get a couple of games off of them, but they pitched a no-hitter in Game 3. Pretty much dominated the last two games of the series from a pitching standpoint, especially. This team, and congrats to Dusty Baker. Dusty Baker, a Hall of Famer probably before this, definitely needs to be in the Hall of Fame after this. Over 2,000 wins, the longest any manager's ever gone, both age-wise, win-wise, before winning a first World Series. And well-deserved. He's had a couple of cracks before. He's turned every team he ever managed around. He needs to be in the Hall of Fame. The question is this team a dynasty? Absolutely. Since this this is a team that in the last 6 years has won six. Hang on 1 second. Sorry about that. We're still battling a little bit of the effects of COVID. Last 6 years gone to 6 consecutive ALCS, won 4 of them, so they've gone to 4 World Series and won 2 World Series. Now, people are going to try to tarnish their image and their lasting success because of 2017 and the sign stealing scandal. And I say, so what? As I've said, this is one of the most overblown scandals. It's like Deflategate in football. It means nothing. It's what every team was doing. They just did it better, and maybe they took it a little further. The team's been trying to steal signs since the beginning of time. Am I going to fault that team for that? They took a fall. They got fined. Their manager got suspended. Their general manager got suspended and fired in both cases. There's only 4 guys, I believe, left on this team from that team. Altuve, who was ingrained in it. Bergman, Verlander, and McCullers. Maybe there's a guy I'm missing, but I think that's it. And when you go back to that, what Houston has done so well is run prevention. Stealing signs has nothing to do with that. Stealing signs has helped you score runs when you know what's coming. Still got to hit the ball, by the way. People have been stealing signs forever. Ralph Brankett went to his grave saying that the Giants knew were stealing signals when Bobby Thompson hit his home run that won the Giants the pennant in 1954. So again, that should not tarnish this Houston's team's reputation in my mind at all. A lot of people will. They're going to hang on to this forever, especially the teams that got beat by them, the Dodgers, the Yankees. And I'm a Yankee fan. There's no bigger Yankee fan than me. And guys like Brian Cashman need to shut up about this. Yankees didn't score enough runs to win in 2017, just like they didn't this year. So his team should not be tarnished by that result. To do what they've done, this organization is a model organization, maybe the model organization in Major League Baseball, how to run an organization, how to keep prospects maturing and moving through the system, like Pena, the shortstop. They move out Korea and don't sign him because they got Pena ready. They've done very good at that. They're good at finding the right free agents and the right trade targets like Verlander in 2017. They know who to go after and who not to. When they let Garrett Cole go, did not hurt their team at all. They've been able to replenish starting pitching, replenish their bullpen. They play the game the right way. They have a good defense. They can score runs without hitting home runs. but they still have enough power to certainly be scary from that vantage. So this team does it the right way. They built an organization that can make this continuous. And don't forget, a couple of years before this, they started this run in 2017. In like 2015, 14, 12, they were winning 50 games a year. So they turned this thing on a dime. Took a couple of years to build towards that World Series victory, that first one. And I know a lot of people want to take it away from them, but I'm not letting you. Not for me. You can certainly disagree with me here because that's what this is for. But this team is built the right way and run the right way. The best run organization in my mind in Major League Baseball, maybe in all of sports. The Houston Astros front office, great move bringing in Dusty Baker, a calm hand after that scandal. Dusty got him again to a World Series that they lost. Got him to an ALCS, which they lost. Finally gets him to a World Series and a victory this year. And nobody deserves that more than Dusty Baker. And I don't think any of these guys, including Jose Altuve, should have that 2017 season held against them. If you don't appreciate this dynasty for what it is, you really don't understand sports. You really don't. Since the divisions started in division baseball started in 1969, there's only a handful of franchises that have had this type of run over 6 years. The best one, probably the Yankees in the 90s and into the early 2000s. They won 4 World Series in 6 years. 4 World Series in 5 years, excuse me. Probably the best run. You got the Toronto Blue Jays, somebody brought up to me in the early 90s. They won back-to-back World Series, but didn't have that extended run of success that the Orioles have had, getting to 6 consecutive ALCS. The Braves won 12 consecutive American League East championships in the 90s. Only won 1 World Series. Only got to a couple. Maybe 3 they got to. So they fall a little short. But that was a dynasty. The Orioles in the first great team out of that when division play started in 1969 were the Orioles. They still only won 1 World Series. The Dodgers have won more games on average over this 6-year period. This last few years, they've averaged like 104 victories. Over this 6-year span, the Astros have averaged 98. Dodgers won 1 World Series, and not even in a full season. So you can disparage this team all you want, but this is a dynasty. This is a team that isn't done winning. Dusty Baker said, I'm in for next year. Let's do it again. They've got a couple guys that are starting to get a little long in the tooth, and Altuve. Bergman's getting up there. Brantley's getting up there, but they always retool. You've got kids like Pena, who really stepped up and was an integral part of this team by the end of the season and certainly into the playoffs. They got some great young arms in that bullpen and in that starting rotation. And they know when to move guys, and they know who to pay and who not to pay. And they do things, their approach is the right way to build a sustained winning atmosphere in sports today. Not easy to do. The rules are set up to keep you from doing that in baseball and football and all sports. And like the Patriots were kind of the model franchise for 20 years in the NFL for consistent contention and winning, I think the Astros are that in baseball and may continue this 6-year run for 7 or 8 or 10 because they do it the right way. And you can talk all you want about 2017. It does not diminish one bit, in my mind anyway, that this team is one of the best ever over this type of span, at least since divisional play started 50 plus years ago. Hey, Tango for TGI Sports Talk. Thanks for listening. You disagree? Please tell me. because I know a lot of you think that the Astros are just a bunch of cheaters